my friends and family out there, big up, big up. It is a great day to be a Red as we are still top the league, I guess you could say. I have to double check because I know that our goal differential might have us behind actually Arsenal since they did score 5 goals, but still on points wise, at least we're still keeping pace to the team we'll have to see next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday. But we're here to review, talk, rave, maybe even poo-poo a little bit on some of the actions of some of our own players, but certainly some of the players that we had to go up against in this absolute battle. Might even talk a little trash on some of the commentators out there, or the content creators and pundits that have some very interesting angles as to their points on our players, on our play, on the game. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess, because I was watching True Geordie, and I do watch his show. I do like. I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be when he had an actual Liverpool pundit on there, or a content creator on there, and Lawrence McKenna, who I do continue to follow and do am trying to befriend, so we can maybe do something together at one point. But yeah, it is something of a day to talk about these Reds on what is now just like a solemn Tuesday. Possibly, I think that has to be. I know that a lot of people were hyped for Arsenal versus Manchester United. I get Manchester United is a big club, exceptionally big. I think though, and Arsenal is a big club in themselves as well. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think that there's probably, I don't know the numbers. I don't have numbers in front of me. I don't have like the viewership numbers or whatever. But I would go to guess that I think that more people probably watched that Liverpool game than watched the Manchester United Arsenal game. It's a wild take, but I think that not only would they have more people watched that game, I think more people would have been entertained certainly by the game.
Yeah.
One of the most entertaining games we've had since the start of the season, easily.
Top game, bro.
JK and Lee with me. I didn't properly introduce. I got onto my own little rant. I apologize. My apologies to my panelists and fellow co-hosts. JK, Lee. Now we have Nolante, a part of the crew. Big up, big up.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yo.
Long time.
My brother. Man from Arizona, the Himalayas, the top man player, tough man, the man that he can with the African can. You got JK in the place to be, the German Schmergen, German Meister, Leister. And you got Lee, the man with the can catching the can with Liverpool. He ain't no fool, but he's in Liverpool. It's Lee. Big up the panel.
Got a message.
Oh, sorry. I was going to do my Jam Master J.
V-Bucks hours, man.
Oh man, yeah. Big up to everyone out there too. Got some cool, good news too. By the way, was at my supporter club. Was talking with the owners down at Crown Public House, and we were talking about figuring out a way to maybe like incorporate some of the supporter clubs. So maybe I could do like some. They're gonna try to figure out a way for me to be able to be a part of, because we're opening up. Or at the pub, they're going to be opening up a new portion of the bar, and they're going to figure out a way to like maybe have it where I could be like blocked off enough from the music, but I could be able to like do watch-alongs or do like interviews during the halftime or the lights supporters down there. So it should be pretty cool. We're still trying to work out all the angles of it, but I'm excited to see what happens. We're gonna do we're gonna do some of the bigger games, obviously, because those are the games that. The best games to be a part of. So I'm excited about
Sunday,
that.
bro. Starting Sunday.
I know. We were talking about that. We're like, well, because he's like, oh, it's like that's still for a big game. I'm like, well, I'm not. I don't know if I'll come out for Sunday, but I don't know if I'll be ready to do something on Sunday like that. But yeah,
I think
It'd be
Sunday
good.
I might go to the Supporters Club as well. It's a big game and that. Yeah, I think I'm in the mood.
Yeah. I did buy microphones that I could do like
Oh,
on my. I
sorted.
did buy a microphone for like my phone, so
Mhm.
like I can like plug it into my phone and be able to interview people.
That'd be cool.
So yeah. So I have to like.
Just tell them before you'll be on camera.
Yeah. Oh, they all
Yeah,
know. Everyone knows that.
that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, everyone knows about it.
We
But
we need some like we need a half like a first half where we conceded like 2 goals and we're like really we want to see some angry like Liverpool fans who are like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, like one of them ones, and then we can bring it back after. So we win 4-2 or whatever. That'd be
trust me, there was some very interesting viewpoints or things being spoken out loud, at the pub when things were going down in that game. But
I bet he must have been mad when he's got the winner. Then he must have been kicking off,
hey, it was
bro.
I actually
Yeah.
am so. It's weird. I know. I know. I'm not telling people or encouraging people to wager or make bets or anything like that. But I was trying to I put a bet on Chiesa to score, and then I was trying to put a bet on Rio. But the way it works is like sometimes they lock out you from betting, and they wouldn't. And Rio got on so late in the game that they didn't have enough time to get a wager or like some odds for him scoring.
Yeah.
And I had put that we would score next when it was 2-2. Okay, even though I said I was going to be 2-2, that was my predicted score. Even though it was 2-2, I did say that we were going to score next. We were going to get the winning goal. I just felt that we were going to get something out of this, and or at least I was trying to put it into the universe. And it wouldn't let me get it in. And I'll tell you this, it was it. So I put into bet. I put the money into bet, and as it was processing, there's a thing. It'll say your bet's been suspended or cancel it. And I knew so I canceled my bet, and I knew we scored because the betting apps are always like 10, 15. They're always ahead of you,
Yeah.
And as soon as it canceled my bet, I was like, oh, we're going to score. And then as soon as it got finished canceling, it showed 3-2, and I was like. It kind of sucked because I was still. It was still. It hadn't even gone. I don't even think it was I don't even think it was Chiesa's pass had that happened yet. Even we were still in the. That's how far into or how.
Did you say anything? Did you say anything? It's 3-2, or did you wait?
I'll admit, I was cheeky. I did say something.
You ruined it.
I just said, "Hey, we're gonna score here. We got this."
Trust me when I tell you we're going to score here.
I already thought we were going to score. I was trying to put my own money down to say we're going to score. So I mean, obviously, but yeah, I didn't say who was going to score, but I knew we were going to score. But it's cool. It's cool. It would have been
What's lies dummy, bro? What a that's the best. Like no one touching the ball touch ever. It was just beautiful. As soon as that dummy came, I knew we were going to score. It was just everything was just beautiful. The way the move happened, and then the way Sabotsalai just dummied it. As soon as he did it, I knew we were going to score it. I was like, yes, man. That was great. Yeah. It was beautiful football, that third goal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The last pass, everything.
Beautifully like intense game. I will openly, like, I'm transparent. I keep myself honest as possible, with you. I'm obviously not going to give you like my social security number or something stupid like that, but like, what I can say is it was funny. I was sitting there at the table, and I was talking to one of the owners of the establishment, and I go, when it was 1-0 and we got the red card, I remember saying to him that this is eerily reminiscent of when we were here last time, and it was just like a reversal of fortunes. You know what I mean? Red card happened to VVD. We were down 1-0 already in the game. I was like, oh wow, I hope it doesn't go that route where they come back on us. And then when we got the second goal, I was like, okay, better settings. But it was still dramatic. It was still equally dramatic as that Newcastle game where the Darwin rescue mission game. It was still equally as inspiring. But today we're gonna get into a stack show again. I'm gonna talk about James McConnell's future. We're gonna talk about Virgil's rant. We're going to talk about Gordon's madness. We're going to talk about Rio's history-making debut. We're going to talk about I was going to have a full player ratings for you guys to weigh in on. And we're also maybe going to, hint at just a little small segment, on the Newcastle brass going to Isak's house to have a one-on-one with him. So if you're watching live or on replay, please smash the like button. We're trying to get the 50 likes always from the very gate. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and let us know in the comments what you're thinking of, where you're tuning in from, the whole likes. We got a great panel today. We got JK, we got Lee, we got Nalante, and we have you in the chat. We got Trudon, Mark A, right armchair supporter, Hi Lore, Edward's in the house. Big up, Dustin, the legend known as. And it's going to be JP's here as well. It's going to be a fun one today, I think. I hope at least, because I know we're going to get into some hot topics. Definitely some hot topics, some hot goss, as some say up in New York. In New Yorker. Big up to CJ too. Big up to CJ. So let's just get into it. Before we get into the game, let me just get into something that was just announced. Something that is relevant, because I think this player is a significant enough player that I would definitely see him either being utilized or moved on or even loaned out. Big up Philip, by the way. Big up Philip. And that is the breaking news is that Liverpool midfielder James McConnell has signed a 5-year deal. So Liverpool is obviously committed to this player. 5-year deal, committing him until 2030. But he's also headed out on loan, and the place he's going out on loan is an exceptional team. He's going to Holland, and he's going to be playing for Ajax, as they've won the race for his signature. This is the smart move. Ajax want him as their number 6. So all those clamoring about we need a 6, we need to bring in, Tuchemeni or Wharton or whoever. Their manager, John Hettinger, knows him from Liverpool, and he'll get Champions League minutes out of him instead of wasting away as a possible squad option or occasional squad option or even just occasional cup play. Liverpool securing the future now, which is great to see. Klopp gave him his debut early in his tenure, but Slot has trusted him last year as well. Now Ajax will have him to be able to polish his skills when he comes back in 2026. Hopefully McConnell could be knocking on the door as being maybe a option or as a backup or even as a competitor towards the number 6 role for us on our team. Who knows? Remember this, McConnell isn't just being loaned, he's being groomed to our midfield for one day, I think. And that's why I'm excited about this. I'm gonna ask the panel, and you can tell me in the chat too. Big up to Pops in the chat. Big up Redbird. Big up to you both. Do you think Ajax is the perfect club for McConnell's development, or or would he be better served maybe staying with the club, or is there maybe another team in the Premier League or another team maybe, excuse me, in another league that you think he would have been better served going to? I'll ask that to JK, Lee, and then Nolante.
Look, McConnell. Every time I've seen him, he looks all right. He's a good little player, but it's the same as the lad you went to France just now. Morton. Morton I thought was quality. And I thought, yeah, maybe he could get some game time this season, So McConnell, they've sort of kept hold of him, haven't they? He's been on the scene for a few years now. And they think highly of him. He's a big lad as well, So, yeah, game time. And if he goes to, is it Ajax on loan, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, sound.
How about
game
for you,
time,
Lee?
if hopefully
Smart
for
move.
him. Maybe a championship side would have been good for him, I think.
Okay.
Get some game time, some grit, because the championship's pretty hectic. The way they play, they get
It
stuck in
is.
as
No,
well.
championship is definitely, especially the way, you got to remember that all those clubs are competing to try to get into the Premier League. So
Simple.
there's
Yeah.
very intense battles. Games, definitely every last 3 points matters down there. But he is going, just like you said, Philip saying smart move for McConnell going to Ajax. Dustin was saying he'll be one of legendary LFC players who played for Ajax, like Jordan Henderson. CJ said perfect club, slower league, few competitors, and plus I'm ad-libbing, but most of all UCL football. I'll put that in the Tyler. I'll star your question or your comment. Kumas moved to Birmingham. I actually spoke on that. I think it was I spoke on that before, Marquet, but on a previous episode. But Lee, do you think this is a good move? Can you see him? Can you see this player breaking into Liverpool's midfield when he returns in 2026? Do you think that this could be like?
I'm not sure about that, but this would be a good move for him. Hopefully, if Slot thinks it'd be a good move for him, and Heitinger's there, isn't he? Could help his development. He might come back and play more. I don't know. Right now, he's looked okay though. He's tidy on the ball, and when we've needed him, he's played okay, hasn't he? Yeah, Morton's gone now, so yeah, letting him go as well. It leaves us with those younger players to put in, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, it should be hopefully it'll be a good thing for him, and he'll get some minutes, get a bit of action, and help his development.
Is there another team, Nolante, that you see this being a better move for him, or is this one that you can sign off on?
Yeah, look, I'll sign off. I mean, yeah, Jake has a point. Maybe the championship and stuff like that. Maybe another Premiership team, but I think Ajax will get Champions League football as long as he gets games. That is the most important thing, because it's just a waste for him and to sit bench or not be used at all. Like Bobby Clark signed, then Pep went, Linders went, and then he was just kind of discarded. Now he's back in England. I think is it Derby County? I believe Bobby Clark. I think he's gone to Championship.
Yeah, Derby.
Derby, yeah. So it's not really ideal for him. It's good that he'll get games again. So, but my thing is just bigger than that. He signed a new contract, great and all that, but I don't know if he gets used. I don't know if we'll see him the next 2 to 3 years. He becomes a Liverpool player in terms of first team or squad player, because I don't know. I know obviously Rio's the star boy at the moment, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I just don't have the faith. And again, I'm taking out of 10, but in terms of giving the academy players, because I think Tyler Morton is better than McConnell, if I'm honest.
Wow.
And he wasn't, I've seen Tyler Morton, yeah. And he wasn't given a sniff. This is the thing, because if we're signing, like a lot of these times, we do these long contracts and it's like loan after loan after loan, and they get sold. So, it's just pointless for me if he goes and then he doesn't get the opportunities. That's my thing with some of these youngsters, because again, people can argue with me and might have a different perspective, like, oh, Rio's a better ceiling than Dope, but how do you know if they're good enough until they're played, until they get to run their games, and then you can make an assessment. There's no point them coming for one cup game that have an average cup game and say, oh, they're rubbish. No, but I mean, it'd be good for him, but we'll see. I'm just not confident that we in the next couple of years we'll still see him at Liverpool. But I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Marquez says it's a win-win. Plays football at a good level, and his value will increase. That's normally what we do with a lot of our youth academy players, is see them play over in whether it's championship or even abroad, I should say, not necessarily overseas, but abroad. Well, I guess you could say overseas because England is an island. So, and yeah, it ends up being them moving on to another team anyway. Very few get to stay with the club. This is what I was going to show you. Neone is ahead of McConnell in the pecking order. I understand that because that's most likely why Neone is still with the team. Neone and obviously Rio are the two highest rated youth academy players that we have.
Different players.
Say again?
No, because you say Marquez. No, but you Trey is a different player to McConnell. They're two totally different players.
Yeah, they have two totally different positions too.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. 12th. So I didn't really look into that, but yeah, I guess so. Squad perspective.
Neone would play more like on the flanks as opposed to central. Like Dustin says he disagrees. He thinks McConnell is better. Okay. Hylar's question is, everyone, to each is their own. Question: Is it better that a player like McConnell goes to a club like Ajax than a championship club, which is what obviously JK was saying? I think it is my own opinion. I'll let the panel answer too. My own opinion is yes, Ajax is a phenomenal team. We have a Dutch manager. I get that, but like as in, and he's going to a Dutch league, which is where he came from. So, but this reason why I bring it up is because the style of play is a little bit more. Some of his style of play has been certainly exceptionally adjusted to the Dutch league, and then also the coach of Ajax is one of our former coaches, so obviously it's someone that has coached under Slot and also has some similar ideas. Not everything is exactly the same, but similar ideas with their own perspectives. And the last thing I would probably put into it is that other than development-wise, it'll also help him develop with his development in the sense of that he's going to get championship football, not championship club football, but Champions League football. And that's huge, despite the fact that, yes, it might only be it's going to be 8 games, but that's a lot. It's a good bit. So, I don't know if Ajax makes it through to the next level of the Champions League, but he'll at least get, that experience of being in, whether as a starter or as a sub. Does anyone else in the panel want to chime in on that one? No?
Look, bro, I always say game time is where you're going to find out if there's got players got it in him. Like some people are moaning about us relying on the lad yesterday, 16-year-old, scoring a goal for us and that. I'm thinking, look, he's on his journey of football, and that's what it is, highs and lows. If he missed, he missed. If he scored, he scored. And that's what football is. That's why we love it, So for me, it's all about game time. McConnell, if he stayed, he might have got the League Cup games or FA Cup games and stuff like that. But for me, he should be playing week in, week out now because he's been on the scene for a little while. So it's game time. It's all about that.
Yeah, and if you're going to sign...
Arnie's agreed with Heisinger, we'll send him over to you at Ajax. Will be... Obviously, he will be wanting to use him at some point, presumably, so he will get some football. Just depends how it goes for him, doesn't it? What is he now, 19? Is he, McConnell? Was he 20?
I believe he's older than that.
Maybe like 20 or didn't it? 21 maybe.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll find out for you. Give me 1 second. Whoops.
The reason I said championship football is because of the chance of getting game time compared to, say, Ajax, who might have a first 11 who they don't want to mess with. So he might be on the bench all the time. But with the championship side, he might be one of the better players, hence because he comes from Liverpool, and he'll be getting in the team, you know. That's why. And also championship is a bit Sunday league style. Crash bang wall up. You know, you'll get your. I love to send works with him as well for a few games to get used to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, it's all about that. Regular game time. Sitting on the bench, it's not really a great career. It's all right sometimes if you're not a really good player and you end up at like Liverpool, Man City, and you're on the bench all the time. You love it. You're loving it. You know. So
yeah.
It's sink or swim, really, isn't it? When young players go out on loan somewhere like what McConnell's doing, hopefully, it'll go well for him and he'll come back, a better player and we can use him. Yeah, he's been okay when we've used him anyway. Same with Morton. Morton was good as well. We've got Naoni now, haven't we, still? But letting them two go, like, you wonder, like, who's going to play, like, the early FA Cup rounds, the early Carabao Cup rounds, and that.
Arnie's playing. He was
midfield, wasn't he?
Him and Broncohurst.
Theo was good. Yeah, I like Broncohurst. He has a good left foot.
Yeah, good little player.
Sweet. Remember the goal against Uruguay in the 2010 World Cup for Holland? Sweet. 35-yard top corner.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
Did he come to Rangers? Did he come into the Premier League? I know he went to Rangers, didn't he? Did he bother coming to the Premier League?
He was in the Premier League. Yeah.
Hey, for Arsenal, bro.
Was it Arsenal, was it?
Yeah.
I can remember that. I remember him coming to Rangers, like.
Yeah, Dreamcast and that.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember now because, back to the period,
Yeah.
Anyway, he's on our bench now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Heitinger's gone back to Holland.
Yeah.
Nice Heitinger at first, like when I was watching like our first game when him and Slot took over and my dad went, "Is that Heitinger, our ex-player?" I was like,
he thought blue nose in the late blue nose.
I was like, "Is that him?"
I bet you said, "Yeah, run."
Said, "You blue nose twat." That was Lee's response. "You blue nose twat." Ooh.
Blue and white shite. Hello.
But, what about the atmosphere at the new stadium, bro? Have you heard anything about it? I've seen a few videos and it seemed a bit rowdy.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Highlights, I know they won, but I haven't watched it yet. I will have.
I reckon it looks nice, the stadium. It's pretty sound.
I thought he might get a win, with them being at the home team and like the way Moyes sets them up and that. I thought he might do Brighton as he did. And
yeah, they agree.
The question is 20 years old.
20, yeah.
20 years old.
Should up nicely
and he
for
turns, but he's 20 now, but he turns 21 in September. So his birthday is coming up.
Same as what's his name? Rio.
Next.
He's actually shorter than I thought, though. He's 5'9".
Oh, okay.
I did not.
Well, he looks bigger than that, didn't he?
Huh?
I thought he was taller.
Yeah, I always thought he was taller than that for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason I always thought he's a tall, strong lad. I don't know. Weird.
He's small. He's like 5'8", something like that.
5'9".
9, yeah. Sorry, he's small. Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Which player? I missed that then. Which player are you saying?
McConnell.
McConnell. Right. Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's just address the elephant in the room. This is a little bit of my 12th man rant, I guess. So prepare for the soapbox. It's going to be quick, though. It's not going to be long.
Silence is in order. We're waiting.
Yeah. That's because you know why? Because you know how much I got so much flack for going at those who wanted to bring Gordon in for Diaz. That was the whole thing, and I was being told how much better Gordon is than Diaz, and how much better a player he is, and this and that, and blah blah blah. And then also I got into it with some people about when I said I just don't like Gordon's. I just don't like his mentality, his tact, his character. It's like
his face.
And when I just characterize me as like football character, I'm not putting any mention of like his off the field character. I'm just saying this on the sense of just the guy has like tendency to dive. He's always trying to like rile up someone. He goes at players. He's sometimes dirty with some of the things that he does. Uses a lot of the dark arts. He's just like he has pace, and I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm just trying to get across that he can get he can allow for his emotions to get the best of him, and he reminds me of Pickford, but just as an outfield player. Like as in, he reminds me of someone that just gets under your skin and you just don't like. And that's what it is. Whether he's with Everton and now with Newcastle, that persona has stuck with him, at least from my own perception. Okay. It has stuck with him. He's a player that has done the exact same thing that Isak has done. It's kind of interesting that he's playing the striker role for them currently, in the sense of he told Everton that he didn't want to play for them any longer, that he was going to push for a move, and he was opting not to play for them and the likes. So like for any of those people out there that are going to like sit there and try to say this and that about Gordon, I just don't think Gordon I think Gordon is overrated with what a lot of people put on him. And he's just a player that I would not like to have in our locker room. That's just, I mean, like, if it ends up being in our locker room, you adjust and you adapt to players that you don't like that end up on your team. I'm sure there's plenty of players that have joined our team that you might not like, but are a part of our team. But now they're a part of our team. You hope that you just grin and bear it, you know. But yesterday, I understand that the fact that he walked over to Van Dijk and was like, acted as if there was nothing had happened. Acting like, what's going on, mate? Like, you know, like, why are you faking? Virgil van Dijk said it himself, if that's not a red, I don't understand football. I don't understand why it has to go to VAR to become a red, because that was an absolutely egregious tackle. Like, as in for him to have rake marks down the entire bit of his calf and being taken out that could be an Achilles. That could be a broken ankle. That could be very similar to what we saw to Elliott, you know?
Yep.
It's like, and over what? It wasn't like
it was unnecessary, wasn't it? It was unnecessary, and it was dangerous. Like, it was
exactly.
Just you could see he pulled out at the end, but it was too late. Like, you know, his foot came down on Virgil's, you know, calf, like, and you know, we seen the marks from where he got him. There was no defending it, was there? I was pleased with the commentary, like, whoever was doing the commentary, once he'd had a look at it a few times, he was like, yeah, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Studs high into the leg, reckless, dangerous, call it what you want, because there's nothing other than just plain stupid, okay? Because that is something that will get someone injured, okay? Sending off every day of the week. I understand that sometimes maybe you don't have the right angle or whatever, this or that, but whether you're the assistant, one of the assistants on the sidelines, or whether you're the actual horrendous referee of Hooper, you still have to be able to just go straight red. No assistance needed by VAR. The fact that there are people, even after, this dude's probably never going to have me on this show anyway. So rants and bants, dude, you need, like, as I know people call me out for being definitely Liverpool biased, if you can say sometimes, to some of my opinions. But the the fact that Ransom Vance was saying that that's an orange card, not a red card, it should be like an orange card, is pure gold, comedy gold. That is laughable. At least that is laughable. This is the same guy that also
in
says
today's game, that was two reds, wasn't it? When you see some of the, remember Curtis's one at Tottenham?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
See, we've got that in our minds of what happened to Virgil with Pickford, innit?
I'm just trying to get across the point of, you know, whether it's True Jordy or Ransom Vance, like I just spoke of, or others on the internet, other content creators, or people, some on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. We're talking, bring up this live bar pool nonsense. KG, holy crap, KG. Just absolutely saying some nonsense stuff about the game. He didn't even watch the game. He only watched the highlights, and he's all of a sudden on the kickoff telling us like some like highlighted viewpoints of like the game. I'm like, come on, my guy. We get it. You're a Red Devil. But it's just lazy work. And I'm like, if you do us all a favor and just put in the work. Do us a favor for those of us that do the work, that do watch the games 2-3 times over, that do, you know, go through all the tactics or go through all the different like angles or read all the different articles and get all the different comments and the likes. Do us a favor. Be better. That's why sometimes like having like sometimes when I hear some people talk, I'm just like, man, like having a journalism degree makes you say, I understand the difference. Not everyone is a journalist. Not everyone's going to be able to really give some credence to what they got to say because you are talking straight nonsense. Straight nonsense. You look at Gordon's record, 3 red cards. He has 3 red cards, 2 in the past year. No goals or assists in 14 games for Mr. Gordon. This isn't a player in top form. This isn't the player that so many of you, not so many of you, a small minority of you were saying, bring him in for Diaz, or, oh, he'd be a top-notch player for us to take over for Cody. Some people are saying that he was starting in front of Cody.
Oh yeah, loads of our fans wanted him. I've been in streams like this was about 2 years ago, and people go, "We must get Gordon." It's like we must not. What the hell are you talking about? There you have it anyway. I don't think he meant to hurt Virgil. He was so hyped up, weren't he? And he lost the discipline there, players. But he just wanted to put in a really like good-looking, you know, like Charlie.
Can I say this though? What you just said. I understand the point of you saying he didn't go in to purposely hurt him.
Yeah, I don't think he's that type of player that would want to do a player that, you know, in that way. Like, but there are others that are definitely suspected of and know it.
Absolutely. But the problem I have with that comment is that when you are careless, that's when accidents happen. That's when something stupid can happen. You're a professional. And the fact that he said, I'm going to go into this tackle recklessly, carelessly, and who cares what happens? I'm just going to make this reckless tackle. I'm not trying to hurt Virgil, but I'm going to make this reckless tackle. That's how people get hurt. I'm sure Pickford probably said the same stupid kind of comment. I wasn't going in to purposely hurt Virgil van Dijk. But it was a careless tackle. And you've got to be accountable for that. That's what I'm trying to get across. It's a poor decision, unnecessary for you too. So what do you get out of it? You're coming from you're attacking the player from behind, and going at the player who doesn't see you, and then you're taking him out at the lower half of the leg. That's just a poor decision. And that's why I said, like, I get that he's not going in there with malintent, but that malintent can be applied with the fact that it's careless intent. Malintent and careless intent normally end up with the same result. And that's what I'm trying to get across.
That's it. Yeah. You know, if a bad injury happens and it's like, oh, it didn't mean that, you know, it's not much consolation, is it? Like,
No,
The worst
none.
thing I've seen in a long time is what Tarkowski did to McAllister. And, you know, if McAllister would have had his foot planted, that could have ended his career very easily. That
Absolutely. And I think that he went in for it, and he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah. I seen
He
him,
knew
like,
what he was
after
doing.
it. Yeah, the interviews after it, he was going, oh, it was a bit of a naughty one, that. Like, naughty?
Right.
That what you call it? It was bloody evil. It wasn't naughty, that. Naughty is like stealing some sweets or something, like.
And that's the point. Yeah, Mark A got it right, too. Gordon was clashing heads with, it was Kirkez. Remember, I was trying to figure out which player it was off the top of my head. He's clashing heads with Kirkez. And then I'll admit, Bruno G is now going to forever be, you know, the rebirth of Joe Linton's legend at Newcastle as being one of their tough guys, because Bruno has to come over and push Kirkez in the back, basically, or, you know, shove Kirkez, basically, because he's like, you know, he wants to be the enforcer for Newcastle. And I'm like, what are you doing? If a player had recklessly fouled your own player, would you be cool? Would you just sit there and want us to, like, this is exactly what Slot talked about. Slot talked about being sometimes we're too nonchalant. We allow for this used to happen sometimes during the Klopp era. This is why we would often win that what's the award that, like, for a good sportsmanship award. I don't know if anyone on the panel remembers what it's called, maybe in the chat, but there's we would turn the other shoulder sometimes. Horrible fouls. Fair play award. Thank you, Pops. Thank you. We would turn the other shoulder and not do anything about it, or try to de-escalate the issue or this or that, you know, and not, like, stand up for our own players at times to the extent or level that maybe us as fans were hoping we would see. Similar to what, like, happened when R7 fouled. I don't think it was it because that was Pogba that found Keita. I'm gonna say was it Curtis Jones he fouled? You remember the time that R7, like, blatantly took out a player on the sideline, and Ibu, like, had to run up and tell him to settle down, basically. And I think it was it Fred, or I might be getting the story all wrong, but, like, you guys do remember what game I'm talking about. Was that Manchester United? Do you remember on the panel, in the chat? Help me out.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Curtis Jones got the foul by CR7. And then I think Fred, who else? Maguire got involved, and then Ibu was just like, get out of here, man.
Exactly. And he wanted and I think Bruno was involved too.
Yeah,
I think,
Bruno.
like,
I think Bruno as well. Yeah, he just like,
he's always involved, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's news, like, if he isn't involved, isn't it? More than like if he is involved.
Stuff like that. I mean, because you got to recognize that a lot of these teams don't necessarily, they might have some of these teams are talented, certainly, but they're going to sometimes have to utilize those dark arts to get into the mindset, get into your head, you know, make you do, like, a poor challenge or a stupid foul or you know, or maybe do, like, a push of someone, or get involved in something stupid, you know, and that's how they try to get at you. Papa saying CR7, Fred, etc. AL came over and the rat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew. I was hoping I was getting it right. Sometimes my memory isn't always on point, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I wasn't spitting out misinformation. I'm not trying to be that guy. But when that happened, though, I was proud. I liked the fact that you know, it was because at that moment there were a lot of people. Like, I think it was, again, Curtis Jones was surrounded, and CR7 should have got a red card for that. By the way, he should have got a red card for that. But, like, he was surrounded by all these, like, you know, Red Devils. And I'm just like, oh man, that's the worst. You know, it's bad enough the Red Devils, but to be surrounded by the enemy is another thing. And then, like, you saw Ibu running to have his back. I appreciate that. I understand that's what Bruno is doing, but he took it a little bit too far, I think, in my opinion. And not to speak of that, also, I mean, Bruno all over the place. Bruno was excited, super excited, and super butthurt. And I'm glad that whatever, I don't know what it was that Grafenberg says. If anyone's a lip reader out there or anyone knows, has a little insight, because I'm not an ITK, they can tell us what he said. That'd be great. But for Bruno to say F off, bro, I can lip read that part.
Grab with the cheeky smile like that, grab. Yo, yeah.
And then grabbed his stare back at him and smiled. I was like, that's cold, brother. I love it. Because all you can do is just smile and say scoreboard, bro. You know what I mean? That's all you got to say, scoreboard. You're mad. I know it hurts. Let it go home. Think about it. Sun will rise tomorrow. It'll be okay. You ain't no red, brother. You ain't no red. You ain't made from this fabric. Oh man. I hope I'm not losing the support of some of my Newcastle friends. So I hope not. This isn't an indictment on you at any means. It's just Bruno G needs to. I didn't know which Bruno I was dealing with last night. How about that?
I know, yeah, that's the worst I've seen him. I've seen him being twatty before, like against us, but he was a man on a mission last night, wasn't he? To go off his bloody head about every single decision.
I'm surprised that the most fervor, or most like rage quits that you saw didn't involve Joe Linton really. I'm surprised. I thought he was going to be involved in more dust ups.
Players, yeah.
What were you guys thinking of it too? Let me see if I'll try to bring in some of the chat's comments too.
Yeah, it was a very it can be reckless. Yeah, we knew this was going to happen. I think we talked about it before. We knew that Newcastle will come off the blocks, the passion, all against one. Okay, cool, JK. All against one and one against all. We've been hard done, and the narrative. Papers hype it up, media, etc. And Isak this and because it's us, so you knew there's going to be riled up, and the fans riled it up, and the players. And there's a split in the dressing room. We've all read the reports that half, supporting Isak, not in terms of winning back. And half are like, nah, you're done out here. And we could know Bruno's one of the guys who can't stand Isak. He wants him out, wants him gone, doesn't want him back. Obviously, by his actions, he hasn't said it, but you can kind of see there's a bit of tension there.
He spoke on. He did speak. He did get.
I missed that. I missed that bit with the spoken. I didn't see that. Yeah,
I read that article today, and he says he hasn't spoken to him since.
There you go.
All this stuff going on, and he hasn't spoken to him. But he is the captain. The captain is probably most likely going to be in touch with the majority of the squad, and he just basically kept it moving. Really, a lot of his comments.
Yeah, which I get to understand. He's probably like, he just want him to go. Which I understand that. Most respective. Players acting up and he doesn't want to be there. You're just like, I'm done with him. So I'm not surprised. Like I said, the golden challenge was disgusting. I mean, he apologized on social media, which is fair enough, obviously. But flipping heck. I mean, that was, that's up there with the Tarkowski challenge on McAllister. That's right up there. People saying, he didn't mean. Yeah, of course he didn't mean it, but look at that, man. Look at Virgil's leg. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Look at the leg. I mean, that was just horrible. But
apparently the crowd was like telling him to get up, and it's like saying how he was like, was about how he's faking it and and until they saw the replay and saw the actual close up, and there it is, and then all of a sudden it was like. Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly. No, your role, Geordies. Exactly. Why, man? Know your role, man. But so we knew, and Newcastle did what they did, apart from their recklessness at times, which was just uncalled for. But the main focus was us, and we got to be honest. We didn't play well again. We were poor. We were poor. We knew what was going to happen. The dominant midfield, we were poor, and again, I was on branch, and this is again, and I think I was debating when this pops about. It could be a system issue with Slot in terms of certain players. About sometimes we don't play with the pivot. It's always one behind, one behind, and yeah, shoot. But we need to be solidified. I'm just looking on the outside, and I just feel that it should have been an Endo Grav start for me. Let them two sit. Grav can join the attack now and then. Let's be a bit better solid. Because even just throughout the game, even when we were 2-0 up, we were never comfortable. And 10 men, it was kind of embarrassing. We looked lost. Newcastle are the ones pressing. And then obviously, luckily, the last play of the move was the best play we've done, well, apart from Etikete, Hugo's goal. And Rio, the youngster, which again, like I said, we shouldn't be relying at this stage on the 16-year-old to bail us out. But because of certain things we haven't sorted out, but fair play to Rio, you know what I mean? And, Chiesa came on and yeah, so, glad for the win, glad for the Magpies teas. Why, man? Oh, all those goals. Isak, good mate. Why, man? For the Magpies teas. But if we look at our performance, we have to be honest, and we were poor. We were absolutely trapped. We were awful.
We'll get more. I want to hear more of your rating. I want to hear more of your
I'll hold back.
Yeah. We'll circle back to that.
Yes. Sorry. Continue. Sorry.
I just wanted to give a little proper shade to one of the players, one of my most despised players in the league.
Mr. Gordon. Yeah, exactly. Gordon. Desperate to swim to the red side.
Yeah. So with that red card, he most likely will be suspended for 3 games. Correct? Even though it wasn't. I believe it's still considered to be a straight red, despite the fact that it was a yellow that was upgraded to a red. I think it still gets the same. If anyone else knows on the panel if that's different, I could usually.
I enjoyed the little bit of drama, once he'd been and looked at it, and you said to yourself, "Yeah, he's going now," and then he come back on and took it like 8 seconds. It was like,
yeah. I mean, why did the referee have to go to the monitor? That's what I don't understand. It was so blatant. It's so blatant. Because it's like, dude, come on.
I honestly think that the referee knew this game was going to be a very tough match to go. It's going to be a lot of hard tackles, a lot of difficult, rough tackles, a lot of rough play. And I honestly think that he thought that he did even some of the worst egregious fouls. He was always going to be hesitant to really give cards out, I think. And then once that happened and he had to go to VAR and VAR had to call him out for it, all of a sudden, like, he started being like, okay, now I got to give cards to everyone. Like, it was weird. It was weird. Like, I don't think the referee was necessarily on par with being ready for that evening of what he was going to have to go through. It's not easy being a referee. I'm not saying it is. Everyone in the chat's telling me it is definitely 3 games. And you know what's wild about this? The only reason I was bringing this up too about the 3 games thing is this, and this is something the chat and the panel can tell me or talk about as well. Shout out to Jarrett, readers from Jarrett. With the 3 domestic game ban now that Gordon has, it honestly means that they're going to have to figure out a new solution for going forward, Newcastle at least, with going forward of who's going to be their point man for their line.
If I was them, I'd go back to Joe Linton and stick Jacob Ramsey in Joe Linton's place and see what that does for them. This is if they don't buy anyone, which we hope and pray they do manage to get someone at some point before the world ends. But Joe Linton, he was a forward before he became a midfielder, but he does a certain thing that Howe doesn't want to lose, does he?
Yeah, it's like you could, you're right, you could, but it's just it's just not the same. I think he's too engrossed in his midfield role. The only player that can play, unfortunately, is the guy that scored against us. He's the only striker, really. That's all they got. It's crazy.
That's what I was trying to get into. That's what I wanted to hear you guys talk about. Is that before we go really into depth about our team, like as in Newcastle now, especially, with that rash tackle, look, he is now going to be out for 3 games. Let me see who Newcastle have coming up in their schedule. So Newcastle have
this one, is it Bournemouth?
Yeah, fortunately for them, they have Bournemouth is their 3rd game. That's going to be a tough one. He'll be back for the Arsenal game. That's why it is fortunate for him. He'll be back for the Arsenal game. And I think I'm glad to see that because I don't want Arsenal to win. I wouldn't mind seeing Newcastle beat Arsenal.
Bournemouth are no mugs on their own patch under Iraola, are they? And City have got to go to Brighton. Brighton will be licking their wounds from losing at Everton, and I hope they get over it.
That's where I was about to get at. Is that they have to go to Leeds, then they host Wolves, and then they have to go to Bournemouth. For all the true Geordies out there, or Magpies out there that were saying about how much respected the grit and the fight and all this stuff from their team, the rash actions of this player is going to impact you because you're finding it difficult to score other than you scored on mistakes by us. We're going to definitely get into especially during the ratings. The way you scored against us were poor. Off a free kick delivered by a goalkeeper, and Kirkes giving Bruno G a piggyback ride. Those are poor goals. But all the same, they're goals. But you're finding it difficult to score. And you don't have an outright striker. And the outright striker that you do have has told you what Bruno G told Ryan last night. That's gonna be something they'll have to seriously contend with. And I was just wondering what you guys thought. Is Newcastle in trouble maybe? Or you think that because
we know that it's amazing to me that really that we know that a club with money, they've got money to spend. I mean, you'd expect them to not want to pay what price they've been quoted, but the fact that they haven't got it wrapped up by now, the rest of the thing. I mean, how long do they want to leave it? How close to the end do they want to leave it?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they intent on keeping Isak, and him having to play?
Yeah.
But surely by now, you've got to get that act together. Surely in the next few days, you'd think, wouldn't you?
I don't think Strand Larson leaves Wolves for Newcastle simply because it would leave Wolves very guys. You think Newcastle is reeling and scrambling to get a forward in. I don't know who Wolves would rely on as their striker if they were to get rid of their striker.
Yeah, Lord, as he lost Cunha, haven't they? That'd be a blow for them to lose him. But, these are the players that Newcastle are having to look
face off against them too.
Others, and it was unrealistic, wasn't it? Some of the ones they went for, bigger clubs wanted them. But they should get their arse in gear and get this signed anyway. They've bought at the 60 million price, something, haven't they? They're trying to get them for 45, but let's hope they reach an agreement sometime in the next, hours rather than days.
Mm-hmm. That's funny, Hyler. I got you. I feel you. Big up, Crab. Big up. The streets is here. The street is here for the golden child. I have the knife. May I have the knife, please? For those that know the Golden Child, the movie with Eddie Murphy. Good movie if you haven't seen it. Really fun.
Yeah, as it goes on, yeah.
A lot of great improv. That was when Eddie Murphy was at one of his heights of his career with being able to tickle the funny bone. But I thought maybe I think Newcastle is going. I'm hoping Newcastle can get together, obviously, for that Arsenal game. But Newcastle have something to that's great. They expended a lot of energy and a lot of my brother Noopsy, They put a lot of effort into this game. It may pay off results as into a heightened fight in their efforts, but yeah, they're going to have to go through a league.
That amount of effort again. Yeah, if they can reproduce that amount of effort again in the next few games and not have people sent off and not have their players lose their head, because it wasn't just like Gordon being sent off. Their players, I mean, Bruno, he was unchained, wasn't he? He was going off. He was just like, he just wouldn't quit moaning, was he, to the ref and that? Like, it was just like,
well, I was going to say that because of their play, and this is something I asked, I was talking about this at the pub. I get that people were like, oh, I'm so happy about that. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, especially our rivals are like, oh, kudos to them because they gave such great effort and they were so valiant in trying to win back the game. And you can also, and then you could argue that as well, because we've seen our team do the same. However, we've seen our team do the same by not utilizing some of the tactics that they utilized to get back into the game. And one of the fallbacks, or one of the wild fallbacks to those tactics, is that Tonali, who was very physical in this game, very physical, okay, was mixing up with a lot of players on the pitch, ends up going off the pitch hurt. Joe Linton, very physical with a lot of his play, getting involved in a lot of here and there's, a lot of 50-50s and stuff like that, and ends up going off with an injury from the game.
I believe that Tonali hasn't got a bad injury. It was just his pride that was injured after that ridiculous
that was just
thing.
His pride, that's what you think?
Yeah. I remember when he went down, when he come in on
he was holding his arm or his. It looked like
he had his hand in his back and nudged him forward. He put his arm back, and he was on the floor for about 5 minutes. Like, so, yeah, that's what got injured, his pride. He had to take him off because he felt a knob after doing that and getting no joy.
Mm-hmm. I'm just remarking about the fact that they're going to their starting 11 is a talented starting 11. I will not dispute that. There's a talented starting 11. I think there's an issue with them having maybe Harvey Barnes isn't everyone's cup of tea, and you would normally probably have Gordon playing in that role, but by having Gordon in the striker, you have a player playing out of position. So that's what it is. But we got Max in the house. Okay, buckle up, people. Max is in the house, so I'm definitely intrigued to hear some of his takes about last night. But yeah, if you want to go as far as to say about some of the things they have on their agenda, it should be interesting. That's one of the things. Let's talk about something bright. So let's talk about something inspiring. Let's talk about history. Rio Bravo. I know that movie reference. I don't even know if your grandparents would. Maybe some of your grandparents would know what that movie reference is about.
I've heard of it. It's quite a famous one, isn't it?
Yeah. Where it stars the main name from it is John Wayne is in that movie.
Legend John Wayne.
Yeah.
I can't hear John Wayne's name without thinking about Full Metal Jacket. You know, when the train struck, he's walking off. Is that you, John Wayne?
John Wayne, yeah. That you?
But that's I've moved on. I didn't want to. I didn't know if Blame It on Rio was maybe not the best reference, obviously, too. I think it's a funny reference, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good. Blame It on Rio has one of England's historic actors in it as well. But it's a different pretense with what the movie's about. At least this one, I can say he's one of the young guns. So, if you haven't noticed. Anyways, Rio Bravo is what I'm referencing him as for right the moment, because Rio was just that. It was the old West with him out there. He came out shooting and scoring. 16 years and 361 days old. To have scored in injury time is a phenomenal feat in itself. To have scored in the 10th minute of injury time is another feat in itself. The crowd bang for Newcastle to steal a point, and then bang. Rio Bravo rifles up and shoots home an amazingly well-taken goal. Youngest Premier League scorer in Liverpool's history. Fourth youngest in Premier League history. Absolutely a phenomenal situation. I know we've had the debates over whether some of us want to see this player play decent minutes or have minutes at all. Obviously, it was great to see him do his role in the moment. He stood on the sideline for what seemed like forever. By the way, he was supposed to be in earlier than what he was actually given the time to be in there for. I think he was on the sideline for like the first 5 minutes of extra time, I think, or something like that. But for me, this is more than a goal. This is proof that our academy pipeline is one of the best in the Premier League.
Is it?
I think it is, considering what we've done with the pipeline of players, being either we've utilized them as players for our own team, whether you have Connor Bradley, obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold, or at some point you could have mentioned Kwanzaa, or we've gone on to take those youth academy players or players that had been bought and been utilized as youth academy players and been able to really, really make some good sales out of them. 20, 30 million for some of the players, I think it was 30 million, 40 million or something around there that we got for Kwanzaa. It's good money. Good money. Can't believe how much composure he showed with that goal, especially to bend it around Pope. Quality finish. I thought it was fantastic finish. Apparently there was someone who would you guess made this comment? But someone in the locker room apparently said that it was a good take, but they would have done it differently. They would have taken maybe like one extra touch and then put it away.
Someone
in the slot said that in an interview.
Someone in the locker room said that.
Yeah. Who would you? I was wondering who would have said that. I wonder who would have said that. Who would have been cheeky enough to say that? Mo, maybe? You think Mo would have said that? That might be a shout. Gomez said it, maybe. Yeah, maybe Gomez said it. That's a good shout. Oh, man.
Gary G? Yeah, probably would have actually, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man, I'm still believing in his goal. His goal's coming. Yeah.
Shout out to Nalante. He did call out Gravy as being the goal scorer in this game, by the way.
Yeah. Score was great for a while by Hugo. Which I don't mind. Had to miss it up, but that's fine. All part of us winning. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gravy was due that. Yeah. Gravy was due that. Long overdue.
Well, let's get into the all important segment of the show. And that is the ratings. So I don't have any like spectacular graphics. I do have the ratings. I do have my ratings all, gussied up and done. So I will, though, allow for every one of us to get what their grades were in for it as well, though. You guys ready for this segment? I'm not going to bring up. If I bring up my I'll bring it up at the end, but because I have all of my ratings already put out there, but I'll bring up that chart at the end. I'm not going to bring it up now because then it'll give away all the suspense for the grades. I'm not going to go in particular order, or do you want to go? Or I'll go in particular order. Let's start off with Ali. What would you have rated Ali?
Mm-hmm.
You can go. You can do the number grade, meaning, or you can do a letter grade. Say C. 7 is a C. 8 is a B. 9 is obviously an A. So, what would you have given? What would you have given? Let's just go. Let's just go real quick. You don't have to really give your interpretation of why you're giving the rating.
Simple
Or at
7
least
for me, bro.
You can give a short synopsis of why you're giving that rating. Let's go with Ali.
Ali, but for me, 7 because of the way in certain situations he sort of kept his head screwed on. It was just the first goal that had a Castillo got across. Second goal could have saved it as well. So it was one of them nights, bro. Getting 2 goals again. Just a basic 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about for you, Lee?
Sorry. We were saying before, like, the midfield not being, our usual pivots of Gravenberch and McAllister. When one of them's missing, it does seem to leave our defence exposed a bit more, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if we play like Jones in there. It's just not the same thing, is it? I just hope that we can stop conceding silly, ugly goals, because that one was outrageous last night. It was a thing of beauty. My jaw dropped. But
heart was racing.
I think I was able to get out one word, which was how. I couldn't even finish my sentence and say, the hell did that end up in the net?
Okay. Oh. All right. So what's the rating you're giving them?
Sorry, that's a nip out
for
there.
For Ali, what's the rating?
Oh, for Ali, okay, sorry about that. I'll give Ali a 7. Because I've done better on both goals.
How about for you, Nalante? What you
clean sweeps? Agree with JK and Lee, 7.
Okay, that's what I gave him too. Was a 7. Could have done maybe a little bit better with one of the goals, but he shouldn't have been put into that position to have to do that. He made some really good saves. That one where he had to punch the ball twice was pretty talented, because that's not easy. Falling backwards,
that was very
good. Getting back into the game.
How many times? Yeah, how many times have you seen keepers mess that one up where they put it up, but they can't get where it lands? Like, but he was there, wasn't he, to get it away again? He's just a top-notch goalie, isn't he? Like, I was only joking when I said he could have done better on the goals. He did get a hand to Bruno's header, didn't he? And you can't exactly blame him for that debacle, like, for the second goal. But and he looks like he's in good form, which he usually is, isn't he? He's usually one of our top performers, like right through the season, isn't he?
Oh yeah. There was a cross that he got to where was a cross or a shot, and he came out and he punched it. He just, rather than try to catch it or do anything special, he just punched it. One hand punched it. That is not easy, and it actually left as in it was almost like a half decent clearance by him punching it. It is not easy. You have to have you have to be strong to be able to not have your wrist broken by doing that. It is not easy to do that. Usually when you punch, my goalkeeper coaches would always tell me punch with 2 hands. So you would punch almost as if you're like a volleyball kind of punch, almost in a sense. You're punching like that as opposed to punching with just 1 hand. All right. Moving on then. Let's move to Kirkez. What was your rating for Kirkez? I gave Ali a 7, by the way, too, just in case. I gave him a C. What was your rating for Kirkez? Let's go with Lee this time first, and then we'll go to Lante and JK.
Kirkez, I'll give him a 6. It was a rough night for him.
All right. Okay. JK, what would you give him a grade for?
I reckon he was having a good game until he let that goal in. I think he was playing all right for me. I just felt as soon as he let that goal in, he wasn't great. He weren't poor. He made some good little challenges here and there as well. So I'm gonna give him a 6, bro.
Okay. Milante?
It was poor. 3.
Okay. Giving him I gave him an F for his grade. I gave him a 5 out of 10. I know it's not much of a difference from 6 to 5, but aerial duels, 7 out of 9, good. Ground duels, 2 out of 3, good. But for what it's almost like night or day. It's almost like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde sometimes at Kirkez lately, or in these past 2 games at least. And we bought him to be this like player that's going to be able to go forward, make great passes, and like get involved offensively. He had no crosses. He was 0 for 5 for long balls, 0 for 1 for crosses. He was 31 out of 40 for passes. He had 2 tackles.
But I think that's more to do with the manager myself. Like, look at last season. Trent and Robertson never really crossed the halfway line. And I think it's more to do with the manager. Like for me, if they were told, you know what, it's up to you what you want to do today, how you want to play, carry on. We would see Kirkez bombing up on that left wing. You know what I mean, bro? I think it's more to do with the manager myself, not the player.
Yeah, people were Rasta gave him a 5. Ian gave him a 6. Royal Armchair Supporter gave him a 6.5. Big up, Duffy. Big up.
But the problem is, positionally, he was so out of position so many times on
That's the thing.
left-hand side, and he was sleeping a lot. And forget about the stats, because I know stats will look one thing, but nah, man, it's not good enough. I know he's new, but come on.
You can't. That was
just.
It's one thing that you gave up the goal, but that looked horrible, man. Like I would have possibly. I think without that goal, of course, I think yes, maybe he gets a 6. For the game, I can understand that, but because of that play, I had to knock him down to an F grade. That's inexcusable.
He'll come good.
You either go 7 out of 9 for his aerial duels. You either go and try to go up and try to get to the ball first for that cross, or you get strong. You get strong. You gotta be stronger in that moment. He basically, I don't want to say what he basically did, but it was not.
He folded himself. He folded his body enough, man.
Basically, how about that?
Yeah, it's just a few teething problems for him, really, in the position, isn't it? I mean, yes, he's been playing in the league for a couple of years now, and some people might expect him to just come straight in and just like fit straight away, right? But he's just feeling his way into the role, isn't he?
True. Yeah, you're right, Lee. I think it's true. It's that Dean said. So, of course, we'll give him time, but the Premiership is not. He's got a lot to left to decide, but look, it's 2 games in. Hopefully, he'll get used to our play. So that's all.
There's no way.
Yeah, for me, he's got the fire, and he'll come good.
Yeah, hopefully, he won't face anyone as fast as Alanga for a while, anyway.
I didn't know Alanga's that. I know Alanga's fast, but I didn't know he's that fast.
Yeah, he's been made
rapid.
Like Grease lightning. Virgil van Dijk.
He played for Man United, huh? He played for United, didn't he?
Yeah, he's at United. Yeah.
He went to Forest. Yeah.
United was his first Premier League club, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know how it is. United don't like good players. They like to.
They want to destroy players.
How about that?
Long live United. But anyway, we'll move.
Oh wow, his defending is giving Ian Alberto Moreno vibes so far. He needs to improve, stand up, and be strong with challenges. She's sure he will improve over time or with time. I agree. I just think that he's just got to be stronger. And if anything, that's a wake-up call. You've got to do better than that. That's
Bless up, Ian. Long time. Good to see you. But for me, bro, I'm like this with footballers. When you come to Liverpool, I'm not expecting nothing from you. You just show me in your time when you're mentally ready and physically ready to show us. It's cool. I don't worry about him. I don't worry about words because the guys behind the scenes have done the homework on these players, so they know they're good, and we all know they're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Come on, everyone would have. So for me, bro, I never worry about new signings. It's gonna click one day. Ekatike, bro, look, 3 games, 3 goals, bro. It's clicked for him straight away, and it happens like that for some players. Sometimes it don't, and I don't like fans worrying too much about that. You're like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Chill the fuck out. These guys have just changed country, changed their whole lifestyle. It's gonna take time, bro. You know, so fans need to chill out a bit.
There's no acceptance. That is horrible. That is horrible. He turned his back and basically said, "Hey, climb on. I'll give you a piggyback ride so you can get to this ball."
Yeah, he gave
if
him
you're going to
some.
box someone out, if you're going to try to box someone out, box them out. Get strong, box them out, or
with the chest, bro. You know?
And go up and get that ball. That's all I'm trying to get said. I'm not saying that he's never going. I'm not saying he's never going to be good defensively. I'm not saying he's not a good player. No, not even one remote question of the word is he a good player. And I'm saying, if anything, the reason I'm being critical of him on that point is because I expect him to be better. That's the thing. I expect him to be better in that moment. And that moment gave them. That moment was pretty much for his celebration was even poignant for it. But that goal was just that. It was like the adrenaline in their veins. From that point, they were 10 men down, and pretty much a little bit before that, but especially from that point on, they played as if we were 10 men down. And it was all because we allowed for us to get bullied like that. That can't happen. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to get across. But I think he's going to be an exceptional player, all the same.
For me, bro, quickly about the body shape of Kirkhead in that position, and then Curtis Jones when Salah played the ball to him, and he could have just tapped it in. What it was, their body shapes in both situations were false. How are you turning your back on a situation where they can score? You can't turn your back in the box like that. You can't do that, bro. Use your chest and get higher than the other guy. You know, so for me, that was poor body shape qualities by him and Curtis Jones in the box.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's move on to our captain. Captain, Mr. Virgil van Dijk.
Top game for me.
Yeah, a.k.a. smooth as butter. Took a reckless challenge from Gordon, carried on like a captain, was dominant in the air. What's your rating for him, Lante?
Oh, Sobo, yeah.
No, for
Virgil, bro.
Oh, Virgil, sorry, I was just saying that.
Okay.
So what's the thing on your mind? Is it an 10 then that means? Yeah.
yeah. He did. It was like Wolverine claws down his cap. It was.
Yeah, Virgil, no,
Verge. Oh, Ian gave Verge a 10. Wow.
It's good, but not a 10.
Not a 10, but near enough.
8.5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
8 from Rasta Crab.
That's what I do. Hey. About an 8. Yeah, I mean, I'll go within about an 8.5. I mean, yeah, he done a lot. We still should have sorted out the line at times, but Mate, I mean, you can't. Like I said, he needs others to help. I mean, one person who would get on did help. The other two were AWOL. So, I mean, fair play to VVD. He always gives it, So yeah, I say 8.5 for me.
Okay. Lee, quickly for you, what would you give BBD?
I'll give El Capitano a solid 8 for his efforts. Yeah, it was a lot of the stuff we expect from him. Like, there were a couple of dicey moments, but it was a good performance from him.
I think to get up from that Wolverine attack, I think is
it seemed to scare him. Or maybe he was like, "Yeah, all right, I'm still here." Walked off with the 3 points anyway.
Yeah. How about for you, JK?
Straight up 9, bro. One man army at the back, bro. He won everything in there against that big lad from them. That big donkey of theirs, the defender, kept on going up top. Virgil was dealing with mostly him. And fair play to Virgil, bro. He won a lot in the air, top. It wasn't a perfect display because we let 2 goals in, you know what I mean? But as a display, for me, that was a 9 out of 10 display. Because he was the only guy in defense, bro, really.
Okay. I think the majority of people had him at 8s, other than the 9 and 10 by Ian and JK.
8's about right then, yeah.
72, 7.2 is what Hylor, 72 is what Hylor gave. All right, how about for Ibu? I'd like to hear what let's just give a grade and then we can kind of talk on it. Let's just give the grade real quick, rapid fire. Ibu, JK, you can start this one.
4.
Ibu. 4. Lee, rapid fire. I think even the twins got a problem with Ibu.
That donkey gave me a 0.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.
Okay. How about for you, Nolante?
2.
2.
One for each half, bro.
So 2.
Yeah.
That's just like signing your name on the paper on your test paper.
Yeah.
2. Wow. Let's see. Ian did, by the way, drop down to a 9 with you to.
Yeah.
Crab gave him a solid 3. Adam gave him a 4. Ian
Big up.
gave him a 5.
Big up, Ian.
Yeah. Big up to Adam too. Welcome to the show. Big up Jimmy. Jimmy.
Big up
AR.
legend.
Welcome.
AR legend.
Jimmy gave him a 4. Ian's asked, is that the number of headers he won? It could be. 2 is about the potential cards he could have gotten. Had a yellow card in this game. And it was a very poor yellow card, by the way. He was poor again. Loose passing, nervy defending. I don't know if this is him continuing to look nervy from this contract talk is really getting to his head or not. I don't know. But I gave him a 4. Play Yo Adrian against Arsenal, in his opinion. Adrian the goalie, I guess. Big up, Indian Scouser. Big up, my brother. Good to see you. My guy in Thailand. Big up. Ibu, it's tough. Ibu was lucky to not get possibly even a second yellow in this game too at one point. Let's move on then to Dom. The much maligned Dominic Szoboszlai, the guy that Muntz calls a bozo and a clown. Dominic Szoboszlai, who I would more likely call the Terminator. Okay. You might wonder why, and if you reference back to Dom, I thought he was, and he did end up playing right back, by the way. So my thumbnail from a couple days ago ends up working out just fine. But the one where he's got the Dominic spotlight, he had I gave him his sunglasses in the thumbnail of this one too. Those the 1980s, like, you know, one-piece sunglasses looking like Cool Mo D, for those that go back that far. If you know what I mean. Cool Mo D is a rapper. You guys can Google him if you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, he did exactly his own Cool Mo D. He went to work, and I thought Dom was. I spoke on it earlier. I thought Dom, if you can give an assist for dummies, he should have probably gotten an assist for that dummy. That ended up resulting in our winning goal, because that made the goalkeeper move. That made the defense completely collapse on him. He opened up that door for Rio completely, and to have the peace of mind to know that there is a 16-year-old just on the pitch, left winger, filling in behind you. Well done. That's eyes in the back of your head. What's Dom getting? Dom, he's 9 just for the dummy. Yeah. 8 just for the from Adam. Lee, what are you giving Dom?
The whole performance was really good. He was really good at right back, and then eventually moved into midfield. And then we got that dummy at the end. It was a really great performance from him, yeah. He sort of emphasised what worth he has to us with that performance. I'll give him like 8.5. I was going to say 9, but I'll say 8.5.
Okay. Trying to be like the Russian judge or something like that. I got you. No, just joking. JK, what would you have given Dom?
But for me, Brad, one of his best games for us. I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Top display. Showed a bit of grit. And this is what I said about him. When you let him control a game, or he'll be the main guy in that framework, he'll show his best side. And I think yesterday he showed that. Fair play to him.
JK gave us his. Lee gave us his. I'm looking at some of the scores in the big up Philip, by the way. Nolante. What did you give Dom, the Terminator, the boss? Since Hugo now is being called Hugo the Boss, or Hugo Boss, I'll give Dom the Terminator.
Yeah. I'll be back with my Uzo guitar. I'll be back. Good old Dom. I've always man of the match. Clear man of the match. Forget about the dummy, which was quality, you know, we all know that, but he locked up Harvey Barnes. He locked him up. He locked him up nicely. And we know we were worried about it. He done a job defensively and offensively. So, and obviously he helped the move. So he's man of the match. I don't see anyone outperforming him. So yeah, 9. Man of the match. Yesterday. Yeah, that's a good one. Exactly. Big up red armchair. I like that.
I gotta start hitting up Red Armchair supporter for some thumbnail titles. He's got some good ones. He's always got good ones. Harvey Barnes is no slouch. He did lock him down for sure.
Yeah.
Class yesterday, 9. Thought this was one of his best games for us last night. Bit like when Stevie G played right back for us at times in his early career. Okay. I'm not going to get into the Hungarian Gerard thing just yet. Yeah. All right. I see. It's just, you're just making a point. I got you. No, crap, going way too far for that one.
Crap, have you been listening to Monts? Monts has got to your brain. Now all of a sudden, right back now. No, crap, no. Let's not push it that far.
Yeah. The only reason
It's
why
one
Mount
game.
saying right back was because he was trying to get him. He doesn't think that he deserved to play any position on the pitch in general, so he was calling him a right back.
Yeah, so he can do better there with his running and powerful running, etc., etc.
Exactly. So that's why he was calling out for a right back. He says he's pushing for it. He's pushing it that far because Bradley is injury prone. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he can keep better form. Let's move to the midfield. Move to Curtis Jones. Cujo. I guess since I've made the panel go first a lot, I'll go first on this one because it definitely hurts my face. But I thought Cujo was a 6 out of 10 in this game. I thought he could have been better. I just thought he was. He could have been. It was either I was either gonna go 7 or 6. I think if I had to split the baby, I would say 6.5 for Curtis Jones. Only because you didn't really. What part of the game did you say, "Oh, Curtis Jones"? And I'm a big Curtis Jones fan. Curtis was good, but he was. I don't know. It wasn't like he stood out in this game to me. How about that? Well, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, he could have done better. Wasn't a great performance from him. I'd give Curtis a 6.
Okay. Yeah, Duffy's saying he wasn't perfect. Gave an attacker too much space that led to a goal early on and got into a Trent position and sliced across. But I texted. Oh.
He had some nice little flush and made a couple of runs.
I mean, look, he's not a right back. I mean, he's not. Yeah,
I think he's talking about. I think he might have been talking about. I think Duffy. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about?
Must be Sobo.
I think he's talking about. Yeah, I think he's talking about Szoboszlai.
Sure, it's Sobo. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. How about for you, Denalte? Curtis?
Just the story of our midfields these days. We get overrun too much at times. And yesterday was a perfect example where from 1 minute to the 99th minute, we were just non-existent, apart from the goals, really.
Mm-hmm.
4 for me.
4?
Yeah. 4 is poor.
Wow, that is. It's a failing grade.
Yeah.
Someone to make sure. He had a few amazing carries late into the game.
Yeah, he did a nice little run at the end and that. But for me, about a 5, bro. He could have helped the midfield a bit more when we get a run over.
Mm-hmm. Curtis' issue is he holds onto the ball way too long for Crab. That's a very, very consistent criticism of his game. 6.5 from Red Armchair Supporter. It was a strange game for the midfield to get on the ball with Newcastle direct play out from the back. Thought he tried, but yeah, 6 seems a fair shout. I think 6. I gave him a 6. Like I said, I thought he was right there. It's okay. Milante sometimes plays the Russian judge. That reference is from Olympics, whereas in you'll have 10, 10, 10, and then the Russian judge will be like, they're 5. You're like,
so okay, Crystal Crab, you telling me 4. So how are you going to give a 6 for a team that were the 10 men and from 1 to 90 overran our midfield? So how in that? I'm just asking. I mean, it's everyone's opinion, fine, but also a midfield that got overrun and by 10 men as well. Don't forget 10 men for how many minutes? So how could that person get 6s? We were dominated. Let's be real. Let's not be fake and just say, "Oh, it's passing his standards," but we got dominated.
What would you have given? What would you have given Grav then? What would you,
again?
I know you love Gravy.
I do, but again, I'm going to be honest. I mean, the goal was a great finish, but again, he done okay, but it wasn't the Grav level. I mean, I know it's his first game back, so Yeah. Oh God, this is a difficult. I guess if it was because he scored, I'll give him just about 6. If you take the goal away, I probably would have given him a little bit lower if I'm honest.
Okay.
So
For
just about 6.
Lee, what would you have given Grav?
I give Grav 7.5. Thought it was quite good.
Okay. JK?
Curtis, I'll give a 5, I said, and then Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch played pretty well. I'll give him a 7.5. Good goal as well.
I think that if you said the 100% of the game, I think Grav was too exceptional for 60 to 70% of it, but it was just there was a good quarter, if not more, of the game where I was a little disappointed. He was on that second goal that we gave up. That was his man that actually scored it. So I took a point off for that. I did give him a point for the goal because his goal was cold. Don't get twisted.
That's he's done it before. Yeah, that was a long time coming.
That thing was a straight stunner of a goal, and not only was it a stunner, it shut that whole crowd up because it came out of nowhere. No one expected it. No one really saw that he was going to do whatever. He mentioned it in the interview that he had, that he said that his first touch wasn't exactly the way that he wanted it. But you could say the goal had deflection, but I mean, you have to get it on target for it to even, it wasn't like it was off target and went in. It was a goal. It was definitely going in on target. And the deflection, if anything, just made it, if it hadn't gotten deflected, I think it still would have gone in. I just don't think it would have gone. I don't think it would have hit the post and gone in. I think the deflection made it hit the post and even make it an even more acute angle for it to be difficult for him. Because he made the goalkeeper just anytime you can make the goalkeeper sit on his hands, that's a good shot. Where the goalkeeper is you can't even usher towards the side or try to make a gesture or at least try to make a dive at one point. I thought it was that way. All right. So Cody, Agent Cody. The stupid. He did make a stupid tackle too. He could have gotten enough. He could have got a yellow card. He was on a yellow card, and he also could have. And the tackle that there was a tackle. It wasn't really a tackle, but Joe Linton bumped him. And when he bumped him, it caused him to step on Joe Linton's foot, and that's what got Joe Linton to get injured. That could have been easily a yellow card too, possibly, or a foul. I think it was deemed as a foul, but could have been a yellow card very easily, depending on what referee is out there giving him. Cody got a 6, not his best game. Okay. I mean, man.
I think Cody did okay, bro. I'll give him an 8. 2 assists, job done.
Yeah, 2 assists.
All our three attackers, Ekatike, Salah, and Gakpo, all involved in all the goals. That's what we need.
You can say that. Yeah, they all either got assists or goals. In both games, actually.
In both games, yeah.
Cody got a 7.5 for Red Armchair Supporter, got a 6 from Rasta Crab, got a 5 from Dustin. Really good first half. Really good second half. Adam gave a 6. Okay. Lee, what would you have given Cody?
Cozy.
Facts, or Red Armchair Supporter.
I'd say a 6.
Okay. Nolante, what are you giving Cody? What did I give Cody for song?
Cody, yeah, I think it's an average again. Good first half, second. He was just too in and out. Just Cody sometimes in the game. So yeah, I guess a 6 really.
Okay.
Although he assisted, he assisted Hugo, wasn't it?
He assisted both of the goals.
Grav second half. Oh, sorry, first half. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Third pass,
six. A six.
and the second one to Cody.
Yeah, but a
I mean,
six. Apart from that, yeah, 6 is 2 in and out. Apart from that, 2 in and out of the game. So 6.
Okay. This one was a tough one because I was going to give him I was in either between a 6 or a 7, but I gave him the benefit of doubt since he had 2 assists, so I gave him a 7. I would have probably, if it wasn't for the 2 assists, I would have given him at least, at best, a 6. Because you're right, there were parts of the game where, other than the 2 assists, there really wasn't that much about the game and me saying, "Oh, Cody stood out in this game for this or for that reason." Assists or just pass off the ball. No, the first assist came off of when at least the assist to Ekitike came off of when, I think it was the Ekitike one. He shot the ball, it got blocked, he recovered it. He saw, I think it was Ekitike in space, gave him a perfect pass, like it was a beautiful pass into space, and Ekitike was just able to hammer it home. So, at least in my perception. The grab one, different story. That wasn't exactly like some crazy great pass or something. I got you. You don't know about my grandmom's game. Don't put grandma out there like that.
Grab my toe first, just grab my crap. Develop commences.
You'd be like, what?
States versus the States of the Canadians. Even though I know Crab's not Canadian, but still, he just lives there. But there you go.
All right. Next player I'm going to offer up is a player that I hope will certainly change in his game, and that is Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz, Lee. What's Florian Wirtz's rating? Excuse me.
Florian, I'll give a 5 to. Give him a 5. Yeah, 5. 5 for me. Halfway on the scale.
Nolante.
Poor from Wirtz. You just got to be on the honesty game. We hope he probably will get it time, but he was non-existent. 3.
Okay. JK.
5. Nothing special, but for me, bro, no problem with him. You could just see the quality in the way he passes the ball and stuff. You know what I mean? I just think he just gets used to the tempo of the game of the Premier League. And as soon as he does, away you go. But I also noticed this one thing as well, bro. When I watched Wirtz pretty closely yesterday, the way he hovers and changes his positioning across the field. And it is, no one watches his movement and gives him the ball in them little pockets he makes. You understand what I'm saying there? I watched it yesterday. He was going
I have a theory
middle.
Too. Very similar theory too. I exactly know what you mean.
And that's what it is, bro. When you gotta, I don't understand how fans can moan about Wirtz after 2 games. He changed country first time in his life.
It's because it's 116 million. I'm telling you,
I don't really care about that money.
That price tag is going to weigh on you so heavily. It wasn't something he didn't ask to be bought at 116. But I mean, when you're valued at that unfortunately follows you no matter what you go, wherever you go. All the rivals are bringing that up. You know, they're trying to like talk about, oh, you got hosed, or oh, he's not that great, and blah 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 blah.
Every transfer, yeah, that's the thing. That's just what the internet does.
Yeah,
they get out just about 2 games, like, oh, he's rubbish and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm sure, as JK said, yeah, that's true, but I'm sure he's a good, like, he will turn good, I believe. But you just got to keep it real, 100%. Just unfortunately, yesterday he was non-existent, and that was it. He just had the poor game. That's it. Hopefully he'll be better against Arsenal. So that's it, really.
Yeah, Ross is saying he's touted as a generational talent. I get that. I think he is a generational talent. I still think he's a generational talent, despite the somewhat slow start. I still think he is. I think that what it is too. What this is again my perspective is that I believe that it's a different typecast of 10 playing for us this year. Last year, when Dom played the 10 for us, none of us expected for him to have what we're all in expectations for Verts to bring in that 10 role. And maybe his teammates haven't adjusted enough to allowing for him to be the facilitator, the 10, the traditional 10, because he hasn't really gotten into that form just yet. He doesn't think he's a 10. Okay, that's what Max says. He doesn't think he says missing in action is not a 10 role. He will come into his own. He will come into his own pretty soon. Once we play Manure, he will explode in that game. Pause. Need to give Verts the ball more instead of Salah. I mean, that's the thing. Is that Salah is more of our facilitator. You're so right about that. It didn't really we didn't need Dom to be a facilitator or that more traditional, Fabergé style like 10. You just had him as being this, workhorse as our 10, and then have Salah be that facilitator and be the creator. Now we're still doing that though.
Well, can I ask before we move on? Sorry, I know you're going to go on to the rest to finish it up. Can I pose a question to you guys and the panel as well? I'm sorry, the chat. You guys, Lee and JK and the panel. Let me ask you this. And again, I'm not just Wirtz is a quality player, and he's a borderline world class. Borderline world class, near enough. But I just feel, and again, I'm not complaining about having him. That's not my point. So please, I know people will get the wrong end of this, but what I'm saying is, did we really need him in terms of the team structure? Because at the end of the season, we have got Sobo there, and I got any, do a job. Jones potentially, and he knows that, but we could have got a DM. The McAllister could have been pushed up into the 10 because I personally believe McAllister could do just as good as a job as Wirtz in the 10. I mean, is that something the panel would have attested to in the summer, or you guys? And again, I'm not dismissing Wirtz. I'm not saying, I just feel he's not someone that we really needed, if that makes sense. I mean, I could be wrong.
I said the same thing, bro. I said Wirtz it was a marquee signing. I think it weren't about does he fit in the situation of the team. It was such a big name and he was available. We made it happen, and that's why I respect FSG for the first time. That we made that deal happen, and having a Wirtz in the team, bro.
You almost choked saying it, but go ahead. It's okay. It's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Wirtz, bro, he's a quality. We didn't really need him, but you're not going to say no to him, are
you? I hear that.
He's a top player, bro. You will see it when he clicks one day and that.
I can understand what you're saying. I can understand what you're saying. I just think that if you have the opportunity, even if you had R9 as or not R9, let's go more towards the position. Even if you had Ronaldinho, or something like that, if you have an opportunity to pick up a player that is to that level, to that talent level, at least, you go and get him. If he wants to be part of Liverpool, that's the team he wants to be a part of. He wants to help contribute. I say bring him in. And if he ends up being, I can understand him maybe not, I wouldn't say being a cup of tea right at the moment, or maybe you thought others couldn't play that role. I think that's just more depth to the position, and I'm happy with that. That's how I would look at it. Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah. Nolante. Mohamed Salah.
Again, well, just non-effective, to be honest. Where was he? I had my goggles on, my binoculars on. I was looking for mine. But to be fair, at the end, he did contribute in the build-up play to Rio's goal. But I'm not going to look at that and just say, "Oh, great." He was non-existent. So, two.
I just thought about maybe a good nickname for him, but maybe we can start calling the Egyptian king Moments, because that's what he brings. That's what he makes is moments. Maybe.
This moment, yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to see if Red Armchair Supporter can maybe touch it up a little bit. But he does make moments, and that's the thing. He can go missing for an entire game. And all of a sudden show up for a moment.
There you go. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. And like
that was the biggest moment of the night, was getting that goal. Getting that
set up, bro. Yeah. The amount of power you put on that ball across was perfectly timed for the guy to score. It was just beautiful, bro. That pass, I kept looking at that pass the way Salah did it. And I was like, bro, that's why you're still on the pitch. That's what I can't say nothing to Salah, bro. He's gave everything to the club. So for me, if he goes missing for a few games, who cares? You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy too is Mohamed Salah. Tell me the last game you can remember that he had 0 shots.
2 years ago, I really can't. No, must be. I can't remember. Must be sometime last season.
Both him and Cody struggled to get into it at times, didn't they? From the wide positions. But, you know, we got the points.
Yeah, no.
But Cody got two assists.
Like a dodgy performance, innit? Sometimes it's sweeter. Okay, you don't want a shit performance, but if you get the points, it's great, isn't it?
Well, if we lost yesterday, I'd give him 1 out of 10 and stuff. But for me, Cody got 2 assists, so I got 1 assist. Bang. For me, they're doing what they're getting paid for, to make goals happen or score goals themselves. You know what I mean? So I have no worries. I never moan about players who do something for the scoreline. You know what I mean? It sort of covers over the cracks, of course, but in general, I'll always like, you know what? If he didn't do that pass, we wouldn't be winning yesterday 3-2. So I've got to give him the big ups for that.
For me, it should look
significant. I have an answer for you. By the way. That's a good trivia question, actually. Do you know when the last time he's gone without a shot? Does any? I'll let the chat get an opportunity as well. When's the last time Mohamed Salah went about 1 shot? Doesn't mean shot, meaning like it doesn't mean if it's on target or off target. We're not saying shots on goal. We're just saying a shot. Period.
Any shot at all? When was the last time?
When's the last time he had 0 shots in a game?
Sometime.
Last night. Was it last night?
On the Dubs bench.
Well, other than last night, yes. Obviously, that's what I'm bringing it up. Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
I have no idea.
When he was on the subs bench.
I'll say about 14 months.
It was. I'll give you Dustin's close. So I'll definitely help you guys out because it's not easy. He's been in the team for years now. It was last year. Nope.
No.
What game? What you can tell me what game it was. Tell me what game it was.
Yeah,
it was last year. I'll tell you that.
Arsenal.
It was not Arsenal.
Maybe Everton away.
It was not Everton.
No, he scored. He scored. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everton home?
Was not that game either. Forest, Wolves 2020. No. Nope. Was it Champions League? Nope. It was. The answer is the last time Mohamed Salah had 0 shots in the game, other than obviously potentially yesterday, was March 16th, 2025, and it was
Carabao Cup final.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
I was going to say that.
Exactly.
It was really nice, yeah. Yeah,
I guess it's 14 months, so it's how long is that? About 16 months, is it? February last year.
That game, March 16, 2025, was the first time in his Liverpool career that he went 90 minutes without attempting a shot or creating a chance.
Yeah, in the final, that's not good.
I'm
It's final.
pleased with the guess. That was just out of nowhere. That guess, 14 months, 16, if it was February of a year ago.
That's wild.
Not a guess from me.
Dennis, a few months ago, Lee, it was that final League Cup against Newcastle that we just had.
Yeah. The one where we had the stinker.
Newcastle has his number, right? And they don't normally.
No,
He's
he
got
scored
a
goals.
crazy scoring
well-
record against Newcastle.
Yeah.
And he's got 10 assists in 10 in I don't know how many games after each other. He's got 10 assists in that time. He's smashing it against them, bro. Somehow he will lose something against them.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately he was in the wrong game final.
Yeah.
Still, you can't go. You can't. Salah can't go.
So which one was it then? The
You
Newcastle
can't go zero
final?
shots and zero
That was
chances
cool.
created in the final. That's just horrible. But
Exactly. You know, hey, there you go. Don't tell that to the ITKs.
no.
Ah, Alex, I got it wrong there.
All
Yeah,
right,
you're
all
talking
right.
about this year's final against Newcastle was the last time I thought you meant Chelsea at first, the one from the previous season. Do you know what? I missed the Carabao Cup final and I never went back and bothered watching it because I knew we lost.
Did you oversleep or something?
I did.
Uh,
A heinous thing to do, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
As well,
Well,
Sam.
happens to
Were
the
you
best of
busy
us.
with old Tracy Lee with the old Fosters?
Yeah. It was we played crap against Paris. It had nothing to do with that. It was just like, you know, when you sleep sometimes. I couldn't rouse myself to get up.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
sleep. You need it.
Hey.
But I missed the Corkin defeat for us. Like, I missed all the Geordies being happy and that, which they're not now, are they? Because
They needed you away.
the song made me laugh last night. The song, hand him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
good.
we're gonna get into that. I do have something set up for that too. What was did we Mo? Yeah, we did. We got a raise it for Mo, right? So last but not least, Eketike. What was your rating for Eketike, Lee?
I'll give Hugo a 7.
Okay.
3 games,
Okay.
3 goals.
3 games, 3 goals is a phenomenal start. That's a phenomenal start. I'm not going as far as some people out there, though, by the way, of saying he is Fernando Torres. Let's take it easy with that real quick, okay?
Take it easy.
Let's take it easy.
Take a step back.
It's bloody encouraging, though, on the evidence so far, done it with Hugo. Long may this continue. I hope he's got one ready for Arsenal as well next week. But we're going to have to watch them on these bastard set pieces, aren't we, after that crap happening last night?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. What? Crap, are you been drinking the French Torres? What the heck?
Who said that?
He's ending it, man.
Crap, the French Torres.
Crab said the French Torres. Oh my god.
Fucking crap, what you been drinking, mate? I tell you, it's always, you've been having too much whiskey and rum. Shit. I'm just going to ignore that comment and pretend that never happened. I'm going to pretend that never happened.
Wow, I am over the moon with the fact that Eketike is lighting it up so far. Hit the ground running. There you go. Even she's like, what? Le Nino. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's good, that one.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Exactly. What are we
Eketike gets a
Put the ball
7.3.
down.
What do you give him, JK?
I'm gonna give him an 8, bro. Top finish.
Okay. 8.
Yeah, play well.
Milante.
No, Hugo was good, man. And even the little touches he had, not even the goal, but the touches he had were effective. His touches and link-up play was very good. I mean, he's proved me wrong so far, and long may it continue in 8. So, well, keep up, Hugo. Obviously, he's not worried about whether a certain Swedish striker comes in or not. He's doing his thing. So, fair play. Big up,
Simple.
big up, big
Yeah,
up.
exactly right.
Big up,
Okay.
big up.
Yeah. French. I'm sorry.
I can't believe it. End the stream. End the stream.
Yeah. As Crab would say, end the stream now.
End the stream with it,
End
yeah.
now.
Or expression says, end the stream, Dave. End the stream. I'm done.
No. I gave Tike. I believe I gave him. I gave him an 8. The only reason why I didn't give him a 9, in my opinion, was because I want to see Ekitike do what most strikers want to do, and that is run a full 90. You shouldn't necessarily. I mean, it worked out for us in that, our Italian stallion ended up getting us the lead in that ended up creating the goal, the build-up play that created the goal. But still, that's a different type of player. If you're going to try have Chiesa as your false 9 as opposed to what Ekitike brings to you at that 9 role, it's a big difference. So, all right, we're just going to go through. I'm going to give you. There's 4 subs. I'll give each one of us. I'll let each one of us be nominated for that sub for the grade. First we'll go to Lee. Connor Bradley.
Okay, Connor, 6.
6. Okay. Gave him a D. I got you. All right. JK, Federico Chiesa.
I know I'd get him. Wicked. I think he was trying to get involved like he always does, bro. He was sort of in part of the goal we scored. The third one, he was involved in that.
He was the one that passed it to Mohamed Salah.
Salah to give it to
and he was about to be in. He could have possibly scored. There was one where if it wasn't for that Newcastle player to make this, that great sliding tackle and save him from turning it, he was about to be in on goal, with no one in front of him.
He could have gone left there, bro. That's what I was thinking then. He was trying to give it to Salah. But I think if he brought it left, and he would have been all right then. He went the wrong way. That was the problem. But still, he looks. What I like about Chiesa is you don't know what you're going to get from him. And that's sometimes exciting about footballers when you don't know too much about them, how they're going to play in that. And Chiesa is one of them type of guys. And I think whatever he produces is sort of sound. And what he did, pass to Salah, bang, bang, goal. Great.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 7.
So wait, 7. Cool. All right.
Ian,
Harvey Elliott is for the Huh? Sorry.
I was just saying that Ian was about where did Endo appear from? It was true, bro. All of a sudden, I was like, everyone celebrating the goal. Endo pops up in the box.
I know. I saw that. I know. It was funny.
Where did he come from? It
Yeah,
was
I
so
know.
funny, bro. Too funny.
Harvey Elliott. Milante. It's Harvey Elliott.
Well, I should say ringlets. Yeah, he's all right. Nothing major, but
Could be his last game as a Red, by the way.
yeah. I mean, I think it will happen, but let's see. Sorry to see him go, but he right at this stage he needs his game time. 5.5.
Okay.
Just standard
Right. I had Rio as a 9 out of 10. I know some probably say he's a 10 out of 10. I gave him an A, basically. I don't think many people are gonna disagree with that one.
Mine with that, yeah.
Wataru Endo, I did not give a grade because he's only on the pitch for 3 minutes or something like that. Real quick, going through I was just going through the horseshoe here. Arne Slot brings us to the manager. Arne Slot. Lee, what was your grade for Arne Slot?
Arnie, 5. I know we won. Against terrible men. We had a man advantage for long enough. We should never have been put in that position late on, so we can only have a 5.
Mm-hmm. Namate? I didn't think he was going to get that low of a ratings. Chat's agreeing with you. What's your rating on Arnie?
Got the win, but yeah, performance wasn't good enough. Could have done subs. Could have took more off. I mean, yeah. I mean, Rio sub obviously in Chiesa.
He did take Mo off, by the way. He did take Mo off.
That was in the last. Well, that was like 30 seconds. It's like, oh yeah, the standard token come off. I mean, I just want him to be a bit braver. I mean, I know Rio came on, so I guess that's a brave substitution. But don't put away, put them on with 20 minutes to go. Don't leave it like but you know, it is what it is. We won the game, but tactically was poor, and he made some fundamental mistakes. But we won the game. 6.5. 6.5.
Oh, 6.5. All right.
Yeah.
So, JK, you're last but not least.
On
Slot.
Rio?
Arnie?
Slot. Look, bro, he got it all right. He was the sort of player sort of let him down, letting them 2 goals, and so can I blame him? I don't know, bro. His subs were sound as well. I think I'm gonna give him a 7.
Okay,
Could have been
7.
cleaner. I think our team sort of let him down when letting them 2 goals in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. The chat saying, Rasta saying 5.5 for Slot. He gave his bad subs again. Dustin says 5. Good half. Good first half. SHIT second half. Ian says 6 for him. Crab says, come on, 12th. His subs were all over the place. Second game in a row of bad subs. Yes, his name is Rio, and he silenced Jordy Land, took all 3 points, and Isak as we planned. There you go. That is a good one, Adam. That is a good one. I gave Arnie a 7. I gave Arnie a 7. I would have given him a 6, if not a 5, because you're right. There's no way that we should have looked the way that we did with 10 men, playing against 10 men. I understand it's difficult ground. I understand their team's playing, above the levels that they need to do. But I would have given him a 6, if not a 5. But I gave him an extra point for having the courage to put on Rio, to put on a 16-year-old player into this game, knowing the circumstances of how difficult, physical, how incredibly, unforgiving it is on that pitch, for him to trust. And there was a lot of people, a lot of pundits. I heard, who was it? I heard Stevie Nicol. I heard Craig Burley. Like they're all say. I heard some of the other content creators out here on YouTube saying, he's given up, by putting on a 16-year-old. I heard Jordy saying, going on and on about the fact that we had to be saved by a 16-year-old on the pitch and the likes. This is why I was really, really questionable. I get that it's a Community Shield game, and if it means, hey, we were saving it for this game, and that's the reason why he didn't put Chiesa or even Rio in for that Community Shield game, okay, fine and well, all dandy. I thought he should have done one or the other, if not maybe both, in that Community Shield game. I thought he should have played either Rio or I would have played Chiesa. I would have probably, not necessarily in that order. I probably would play Chiesa, then put in Rio in that order. But he didn't. We only had 4 subs in that game, and we just played it out, and we ended up going to penalties and losing. I think that was a wake-up call. In the Bournemouth game, rather than sit on his hands and not do anything, put in Chiesa, we get a game winner. Rather than sit on his hands in this game, because there's nothing but defensive options anyway on the bench, because there's Robbo, Joe Gomez, I feel almost obligated to say his full name now since I made up that thing yesterday. But yeah, Robbo, Joe Gomez, and Leone were the only, and obviously Marmadashvili, but the only three outfielders that were out there on the bench that didn't get played. All defensive players. So with that said, he could have just said, you know what, I'm not gonna chance bringing in Rio, but rather than let that kid sit on the bench and just have a glorified, great seat, he let him go out there and do his thing. And that's courage. That's real courage. Rasta's saying on that point 12, that's why we bench Ibu and play Leone. Oh, wow. Wow. All right. Nolante had an answer for you. Joey G in the place to be. Yeah. If Joey could play at this moment in time right now, if Joey G could play a full 90, I would certainly have Ibu on the bench, and I'd put Joey G in.
Did we use 4 or 5 of our subs last night? I've forgotten. Did we use all our subs or just 4 of them? Was it?
We used all of them.
Because we used Endo at the end, just like said. It was like he got in the 12th minute. He got
the way everything happened, because I can't even remember Elliot touching it either, although he came on with Rio. The end's just a blur now tonight, unless I rewatch it. That's a good thing. It's a good blur, like very excited.
Oh. All right. So let's make this right. Hopefully, I don't know if I can make that happen or not. Big up yourself, my brother. Let me bring this in. Thank you, Brian, for the heads up. I had a grammar mistype, a little typo in my title. Hopefully that got it fixed. I'm going to bring up the scores in case people wondered how we scored them, at least how I scored them. But they're all pretty much right around the same as everyone else's, to tell you the truth. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is what I have for the scores. These are the ratings. All right. Let's get into this last little section here so we can wrap this up because we're going a little bit over time. I know it's 11 o'clock in the UK, so I know it's late. Appreciate you guys rocking with us for as long as you have. I guess I will rock through. I had a section called Heroes and Zeros. And it's nothing super personal. But Dominic Szoboszlai I gave as a hero, stepping in at right back. It's not easy, but he played like he'd been there for years. Tireless, clever, composed, a real leader in disguise for us. I thought he was exceptional. Got it done for us. Made his mark. Player that I have said, I did that whole episode on thinking and saying that I think Dominic Szoboszlai could be one of the most important players on our team. Being that he can play so many different roles on the pitch for us. Hugo Ekitike I gave as a hero. Started quiet, but his finish was pure class. 3 goals, 3 games now. You can see the confidence growing, and I hope it continues to grow. I'm not going to go as far as to say he is Fernando Torres, and reborn, but I will say that it will make me think twice about eating crepes. How about that? All right, over Belgian waffles. How about that? I'll look for crepes instead of Belgian waffles. Last but not least, for my heroes, I was going to say Rio, 16-year-old stoppage time winner, youngest Premier League scorer in Liverpool's history. He headlines this list because his moment will live forever for him as a 16-year-old. I can only imagine to be on this stage at this level and have this incredible thing happen for you. I forget what they call them. You can tell me the GSA. Is that what you guys call them, or is that what the you call for for getting your grades, I guess, or something? Or I heard someone on Sky Sports reference it like that.
Or GCSEs, A levels.
Is that something? It's something with your schooling, right?
Yeah. Secondary schools, GCSEs, and colleges like A levels, sixth form.
Okay, yeah. He says something about the GCSCs or
GCSEs. Yeah, GCSEs.
Okay.
Yeah.
GCSCs. Okay, that's what he said. He was like, "Oh, he just got that, and now he's out here, making magpies cry." Basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Zeros for my either hero. This is shout out to Vanilla Ice. Turn that zero, drop that zero, and get with this hero. Anyway, Anthony Gordon is an absolute zero in my book. Reckless, costly, and now suspended again. 3 games out. Newcastle can argue intent all they want, but the facts don't lie. His indiscipline flipped this game, made a real statement, caused a lot to happen involved with giving them a real bona fide opportunity to score or really take this game for 3 points and possibly jeopardizing their upcoming games. So there you go. Gordon, kick rocks. I'm going to say, and I'm just saying zero, is, like winners and losers. Unfortunately, Konate is a zero in this book because after a shaky outing, he looks distracted. I don't know where his head's at. Caught between mind and body, I guess you'd say. He needs to sharpen up, or like some have said before, he needs to be replaced. Simple as. He does not have a guarantee at a starting role. And
I'll say for their team, Gordon was the hero for us by getting himself sent off so ridiculously. And their zero is probably Bruno J for his histrionics. But Tonali gave him a run for his money with that guff when he went down from where it's like that was pitiful as well. Pitiful stuff.
Mm-hmm. It was tough. I wanted to give Bruno G a zero simply for the fact that he was just annoying as F. Like, oh man, it was
Ryan booked, didn't he, quite early on?
Yeah, he did not. I mean, pushing Kirkpez. I understand you scored the goal, so you're going to get hyped up, and especially the way that he scored it. I mean, it was big that it was it brought them back in the game. So I'm not really angry about the way he celebrated, but for him to go and push Kirkpez, for him to tell Gravenberch to F off, I was like, no, you enjoy your 0 points. How about that? I did say Kirkpez was a zero simply for leaning. It's a learning curve night for him. Beaten for Bruno's header, struggle with the longest pace. The talent is there, but defending wasn't. I'm hoping that it changes, and I believe that it will. I have Isak, merciful. The whirlwind of action meant he wasn't the talking point. Mercifully, it wasn't that way. So until Liverpool went up to 2-0, that's when all of a sudden Reds started to rip into the chance of hand him over Newcastle, reminding everyone that Isak wants Merseyside, not how do you say it? Is it Tyneside?
Tyneside, yeah.
Tyneside, right?
Yeah, that's their time.
Because of time, got you. The home fans responded by branding him greedy. I'm not going to go on what the chant was. But I just think that's also short-sighted as to recognize the fact of what that player has brought to your franchise, one of your first trophies in years. But 150 million rated striker, caught between two worlds, booed by his own fans. There you have it. Enjoy it, Magpies. Enjoy it. Shout out to Lady B, because I had Jason Tyndall as a 0 in this one. I think that's her dude, right? It's not someone that she likes.
Well, we joke about that, right? We joke about that.
He's the pantomime villain once again. He waited. I don't know if
he played for Bournemouth apparently 12th, because I don't know him. I can't remember him from the game, but apparently he played for Bournemouth. Someone said before. That's how he knows how.
All I know is that apparently some people, you probably didn't see it. Depends on which feed you were getting. But at the end of the first half, he waited until until only the match officials remained on the pitch at halftime. He lurked around in the tunnel entrance like a man with a grievance. He's always a sideshow, always a drama. He went over there to try to bemoan this and try to campaign on why this player deserves to get a red card or another card or whatever. I did have for a moment, Arnie Slot was for a brief moment, Arnie Slot was in my 0 category. And the reason why I had Arnie Slot is a 0 category is if I don't know what it was, if I know sometimes if you got to go, you got to go. But it was kind of funny. He missed Ekitike's goal,
So did I. And he didn't do the replay until the game was nearly over.
Okay.
He didn't even know what happened. He heard the crowd cheer, and he thought he had a whole bunch of scenarios rolling in his mind. He said, "Oh well, they're probably not cheering. They're not cheering that loud, so it's not a goal. It's not a goal probably for us. Maybe it's a player getting subbed on for them." He thought. He didn't know what was happening. He rolled out there like what's going on? Hoping. That was funny. It was just funny. But all the same, that's all the heroes and zeros I have for you. Last but not least, we wanted to talk about the Isak saga for just a brief moment. He wants Liverpool. He said it with his actions, not his words. He's refused to play. He's told his teammates he's going to not want to play for this team ever again. He told them officially, finally. He has a training standoff. The works. Liverpool tested the waters with a £110 million bid. Newcastle said no. Now the club's owners are visiting him at his house, begging him to stay. He's on some baby, please stuff, offering new contracts. This isn't strength. This is desperation. And the longer this drags, the worse it looks for Newcastle, because every day Isak's head is further away from St. James Park. It's closer to Anfield. I will say, Reds, keep your eyes on this one because the window's not closed yet. But I honestly do believe that his answer of telling the owners he's not only telling the coach he's not interested in playing, not even telling his fellow teammates. We're just honestly the last straw. If you tell your teammates you're never putting on a kit again, and you've given up on playing for this team, it's nearly next to impossible to walk through that locker room door again. But telling the owners he has no intention on playing. This is going to be very interesting these next couple of days, because honestly, if they don't want to it might help us with the evaluation of where and how we get this across. Because I don't think that Liverpool are going to pay 150 million. This is a question earlier by Max that asked me, are we going to get Isak? We're not spending 150 million pounds. I don't think any Premier League team is going to spend 150 million pounds for a player. I just think that's Newcastle trying to price them out of the market. I'll go as far as to say that 150 million pounds now, if it becomes 130 million pounds, maybe that's a conversation. If it becomes 120 million pounds, that's even a better conversation. But I honestly don't think it's 150 that's going to make the difference. And I don't think we'll spend that kind of money. And the problem is with Newcastle is that this player looks committed to say, you know what? He knows he's going to play for Sweden if he plays one game or doesn't play any games, because he's the best player Newcastle or Sweden has as a striker. He's the only option that they have realistically to get them into the World Cup. And if it means going back to Sweden and playing in, training with the Swedish team, every chance he gets and everything else, yada yada, looks like that's going to be his option. Waiting till 2026 to do that nuclear option looks like that's looking like the even bigger option. Okay, and if that's the case, you're really not going to like what you have left at the end of the train. So, anything you guys want to talk about before we bounce out, before I end up closing the show? I know it's 11:15. Lante, Lee, JK, anything on your mind?
Should be a busy few days. What have we got? 4 or 5 days left of the transfer market now. So there should be quite a few deals getting done, especially like late on as well. Because
I guess
a lot of clubs looking for players aren't like haven't been able to find them.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically, I guess 6 days, but more likely 5.
Mm-hmm. Is it midnight as the first turns into the second? Is it? That's like
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, on the dot. Well, that gives us a bit of time anyway. This match is out the way now, isn't it? Like, so see what happens.
Yeah, that's huge. This match is out of the way. It doesn't get any easier. Fortunately, it's not us going to the Emirates. Fortunately, it's us going to, obviously, Anfield. But, unfortunately, it's a very informed Arsenal team. We'll have a preview of that, too. But, yeah. Anything on your mind, JK? Anything on your mind, Nolante, that you wanted to get out before?
Just relish them moments, bro. Like what happened yesterday was a pantomime. It had highs and lows and stuff, but at the end of the day, we won, bro. And they had a lot of injuries, red card. So even though their fans and the way the commentary teams are all against us and stuff, we still pull through, and that's football, bro. You know, not every player's going to play great every game. I think one thing I love about Liverpool fans is that we don't constantly moan about our players. You know, Arsenal, United, they don't bloody stop. I don't want our club to be like that. Yeah, sometimes the player knows himself he's not playing great. We don't need to bloody moan at him and tell him all the time he ain't playing great. You know what I mean? So just back the players, bro. We've got a league title to win again.
Yeah.
But just defensively, I would be looking, because Kanate, bro. Me and you have had a few chats about Kanate.
Yeah.
I don't know where the brother's head is, man. Sometimes I'm like, yo, come on. Why is it? He's like, but at the end, he was shouting at everyone, like, get your head straight. We've got to get this ball out. When we scored the third, then they had a free kick, and then their goalie came up and that, and Kanate was shouting at everyone, like, yeah. I was like, that's what you got to do, bro. That's what you got to do in games. Do it in games, and what your confidence will come with that. You're a leader, man. Virgil needs your help as well, you know.
I'm hoping that this is what happens against Arsenal. That, you know, he has a bad game, steps it up. I mean, he's up against Saliba, who's competition for him at national level, so he'll be aware of that. Like that, we'll be expecting a much better performance from him than yesterday.
Thing is, bro, it's like if anyone to buy him, he has to play good. You know what I mean? You think he's going to end up at Real Madrid if he's had a really poor season with us? So that's you've got to think about it.
Here is also something I wanted to add on that too. This is why it's so. I was pretty disappointed with KG. Sometimes he's on because he sometimes shows up on Copish. Excuse me. And but he's on the kickoff now as he shows up on the kickoff, which is the True Geordie show, as the Red Devil or as the Manchester United representative, because their whole, obviously with the affair, the kind of distasteful, totally disgusting comments that he made. There's a whole exodus of his panel. He's replaced them with new people. KG went as far as to say that Liverpool or Liverpool get calls or get the bias of calls, and that we are getting his reference in saying that was because he said, what is the reason why there's 11 minutes? He was saying that's just them trying to give Liverpool an opportunity to score the goal that they did. Let me tell you this, KG. If you're just going to watch the highlights of a game, at least read the stats, pick up an article to help formulate something of how the game was going. Because there was 4 goals, obviously 3 in regular time, okay, that were a part of the reasons why it was a little bit longer. There was also 6 subs, and this is before 90th minute. There were 6 subs that were made as well. There was 2 yellow cards. There was a serious head injury to who was it? Shank. Who was it? It was a Newcastle player. Shar. I think it was Shar who had the head injury. Just
Shaw.
It was Shar, right?
Yeah,
You're
Shaw.
on a channel that has I don't even know how, that has thousands of viewers, he has thousands of viewers of his own. He's on other channels that have thousands of viewers. Our humble channel, we at least A, watch the games, B, sometimes watch the games 2-3 times over. But even if I was going to comment on some other team's game, I'll at least watch the game. I'll at least give it a gander. Don't talk on Liverpool, man. Stop it. Stop. It looks sad. Trying to make it seem like we didn't deserve it. We're lucky. No. This is what champions do. Champions find a way to win. So just worry about finding a way for your team to get a win. How about that? That's even better. And peoples, I am going to say, with that is the end of our episode. We've talked about McConnell's future. We've talked about Virgil calling out Gordon. We're actually saying that he's accepted Gordon's apology, I think, or something along those lines. Rio writing history, roller coaster of player ratings. But it looked like we're all on the same wavelength. The latest of the Isak saga, obviously I went into that. Drop your thoughts below on every segment, please. Just, give me a comment, drop a comment. It always helps out the algorithm. Please help us get to the 50 likes. That's always important as well. I'll definitely, if you leave a comment, I'm most likely to answer it at some rate. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share this if you're a fellow Red or even a rival, doesn't matter. The platform is an open platform to all, but especially to the Reds. This is a Red house, okay? So with that, it is Liberal 12th Man Show. I'm 12th Man, and as always, you'll never walk alone, my friends and family. And utmost, up the Reds each and every time. We'll see you guys mañana. I have actually a cool little game for us tomorrow. Cool little quiz that I put together for us tomorrow, and it's connected to the game that we just had too, or the team we just played. So it'll be fun. So tune in tomorrow for sure. Until then, again, up the Reds, my friends and family.